Hello and welcome to Landlocked Sea Fishing UK. In this video I'm going to talk to you about some Clipdown rigs. Now years ago I used to do pendulum casting, but unfortunately I had to give that up due to ill health. Basically my back plays up. So when I was looking for a suitable Clipdown system, I know there's several on the market, but for one reason or another I just didn't like what was out there. So I came up with my own system, and I just thought I'd share that with you today. It might help somebody else out. They might want to copy what I do. It works really, really well for me, and it's absolutely fail safe. So let me show you that now. Okay, so just before I tell you what I do then, my idea, I thought I'd just show you briefly what is available on the market. So these, for example, are called Breakaway Imps. Personally, I really like these. I've used them hundreds of times. I think they work really, really well for what they do. So the hook just goes into there. When they hit the water hits this little paddle here, pushes that paddle up and releases the hook. I really like these for all sorts of casting except for off the ground casting. So if you can imagine that, you set it on the ground, the line goes a little bit limp, the hook's just going to come off. They're not designed for that really, but for any other type of casting they're absolutely brilliant, but as I say, just not for off ground casting. Similarly to these as well, I'm not really sure what these are called, but you can see these recesses in the side here, and what happens is, I'll just put the hook on there. So what happens is these hit the water rushes up here, pushes this little cone cap up and pushes the hook off like that. Again, they work really well, fail safe, but you just can't use them for off the ground casting for the same reasons as the little limp there. The line goes limp, it'll just fall off. So then you've got these, which is the Gemini clip down, I think they call them, I don't know. So your hook goes in there, you pull this little disc down at the bottom, and that's locked in there now, that won't come off. So that's what you want for off the ground casting really, to keep it in place. So that hits the water pushes this little disc up like that, and it pushes the hook out. Now I have used these, and I've got friends that have used, well, they use them a lot to be honest with you, but we've all had the issue where sometimes it comes back and it hasn't released. But there's another reason why I'm not so keen on these, and I'll come back to that in just a minute. And then more recently is these, which is the Trident Roto bait clip, I think they're called, and same sort of thing really. You put your hook in there and pull the little paddle down, and that locks that into place. And then when this hits the water, it pulls the paddle up and releases the hook. Now, as I say, I haven't used these, and I don't intend to be honest. Now I know they're really popular. I know a lot of people on YouTube have gone on about these, saying they really like all the Trident terminal tackle, but the reason why I don't like these is because there's just too much plastic there, and I'm quite conscious about the sea and what have you, and I'm just not keen on it. If you were to crack off, which we all do occasionally, you know, it just seems to be a lot of plastic involved in these. But the other reason is as well, they're a little bit bulky. You know, I like my rigs to be streamlined as possible. I'm not one for using like loads of beads either and things like that. So I've got my own system for, you know, for fishing for flatfish and things like that. So which I'm going to show in a future video. But yeah, I'm not keen on these. So let me show you what I do. Okay, so what I've done, I've just knocked up this. Actually, it's quite short. It's just a pennel pulley. So where I'm holding at the top here, that would be the line coming from your rod down to one of these pulley beads here. And this is my hook length here. I've just got the one hook on for now, and so that obviously can pull through the pulley bead at the top there. And then on the other line here is what goes down to the weight. So can I get it in the camera? There you go. So that comes down to the weight there. But what you'll find unusual is that on the weight here, I've got another hook. So to show you that properly, let's go back to the bench. Okay, so this is the pulley rig that I've just shown you, and there's the lead weight there with the hook on it. It seems strange at first, I know. So if you look close, you can see this little ring here. It's a bit like one of those key ring type rings. It's like a coiled spring or something like that. And they, what I got them off was, you know, darts, when you play darts with a dartboard. They call them dart stem rings or something like that. Now, if you want to get some, they're really cheap. You can buy like 100 of them for a couple of quid or something like that. But if you do order any, just be careful that they aren't the like just a solid washer. You need these ones that are like a spring, and so that you can feed the eye of the hook through. And then obviously if you've got a full looped lead here wire, you can thread it through there quite easily. And yeah, so that's just stable on there like that. And then what I do, I use PVA to hook the two hooks together. And let me just show you that now. Okay, so there's lots of different PVA you can buy. These are like them PVA bags that a lot of the carp fishermen use, and these are all different sorts of, because I like to try and test all sorts, you know, before I decide on what I'm going to use. But these didn't work well at all. They're just not thick enough. I don't know, it's just something about the texture of them. They rip easy. Great for what they're designed for, but not for what I want them for. But what I found is that this ribbon here, like, it's like a cotton type ribbon. This is PVA mesh narrow 5mm, 25mm. That means it's 25mm wide. So it's a bit like a tube look. And what they do, they tie the end, fill it with bait, and then tie the other end, and then stick that onto the line. You know, as like a bait feeder, a slow release bait feeder. This all dissolves in water. So what I do then is cut off approximately an inch. Oh dear, I wish I'd have got some sharper scissors for this, but never mind, it doesn't have to be that neat. Now, you could use it just like that, but the thicker this is, the longer it'll take to dissolve. So I want it to dissolve quite quickly. So what I do is push the scissors through, cut that through. I wish these scissors were a bit sharper. I would have to pick these ones, wouldn't I? Anyway, so cut it twice. So now I've got two little pieces out of that. And all I do is just hook one end onto my hook length. So this, obviously you'll have all your bait on there. Put that on like that. It doesn't have to be neat. Hook your hook from the lead like that. And now that is solid on there. You can bounce that up and down, drag it across the floor, whatever, and you know it's just not going to come off, except when it hits the water, and it takes just a few seconds for it to release in the water. So let me just show you that now. So there you have it, the PVA Clipdown rig. I'm going to continue using it until I see something else that comes on the market that might be better than that. Yeah, I'd be interested to know if any of you try it and how you know what you think of it, or if you've got another idea. Rather than using a hook on the lead, you might come up with another idea. I'd be interested in that. But in the meantime, if you don't mind, do me a favour. You see the little thumbs up button just down there? If you could give that a click for me, I'd really appreciate that. Or even better, leave a comment as well. Let me know what your thoughts are about this idea. The more the channel grows, the more people like it, the more that I'm motivated to show you other things. And I've got lots of other things I'd like to share with you. So if you're not subscribed as well, click the subscribe button and the little bell, and it'll let you know then when I've uploaded other videos. But in the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. Thank you again.